gentlemen, you're welcome. Colin, I suppose this is very simple. Straightforward question. Can Tip reach that All-Ireland final?
Well, they can, but they have to play to a level beyond what we have seen. I suppose if you look at it purely on the form, you see that Galway beat Mayo, Tipperary hammer Galway, so therefore Tipperary should beat Mayo. If it was horse racing terms and any other outcome came about, somebody be up before the stewards. But what Tipperary are doing are playing a team who have camped here for 6 years, heavily experienced, part of the big three club along with Dublin and Kerry, except they're the losing end of it, and Tipperary coming from Division 3 and have produced football that nobody could have seen likely, played a very refreshing brand, exciting against Galway, but it's a different league altogether now. Mayo have come through the back door, but they're a seasoned outfit and they generally play well in semi-finals.
Sure, they do. The only thing about it, I suppose, Pat, is that sometimes when a team gets on a roll, it just keeps going.
Yes, perhaps, but
you don't necessarily think that's going to happen today.
Was that really a no?
I'm afraid it wasn't exactly. I'm not filling you with
that was a no camouflage with a yes.
Yes. Yeah, it was a no camouflage with an yes and a yes, and I would agree with Colm. Tipperary have been a breath of fresh air in this year's championship. Arguably, maybe the best game in this year's championship was probably Tipperary against Derry. It's lovely to see a new team at the top table. There have been a revelation in the last two games. Some of the attacking football that they've produced, some of the scores, the huge tallies they're putting on board. They had 42 shots at goal against Galway. No other county in this year's championship have that. So they're gung-ho, they're having a go at it, they're playing football in the right way, the right attitude, but they're coming up against the Mayo team, 6th year in a semi-final, experience, physicality. And at the start of the year I said, I think it was with Des Cahill, Kieran Whelan, and I said, I think Mayo are a dark horse. And I based it on two reasons why they could win this year's All-Ireland. One, I think they have a fantastic new management team in place. That's number one. And number two, I feel that Mayo, down through the years, the big problem with Mayo was that they lacked marquee forwards. I firmly believe now they have 3 marquee forwards in the 2 O'Connors and the Aidan O'Shea. But what I see, right, they were poor against Galway, physically, mentally, tactically poor. But I feel through the back door, yes, they'll be building momentum, but what I like what they're coming through the back door is that their game plan is now evolving. They were a work in progress against Galway, and tactically I think they're getting it right. Kevin McLaughlin is doing well as a sweeper. Keith Higgins is now back in the backs, and I genuinely believe that they're coming good at the right time.
Well, they are and they aren't. I think that one of the big problems with me over the last 5 years, you look at them and say, all the other teams who made the big breakthroughs, Donegal, you can see clear template. You know why they're winning. You know what they've done to win. Kerry, Dublin, exactly the same. The adjustments the Dubs have made. First of all, the all-out attack and say, you can look at the Dubs, you can break down your game and say, that's why they're winning. With Mayo, it's different. And you can see, for example, in the Tyrone game, the unbelievable hesitancy. I mean, they went a point up in the 64th minute, and from there until the 75th minute, with a man up, they didn't have another shot on goal.
Was it not a fair achievement, though, to unravel Tyrone's game?
I thought Tyrone were woeful against Mayo. I thought they were woefully
I would agree with you, Michael, because you know that day, just 1 second, I want to agree with Michael. All right.
And I think that,
here we go.
I think that what we saw with Mayo was ultra caution against Tyrone.
Steen has seen Ballina, Stephen Knight's goalkeeper David Clark re-establish himself as first choice keeper for his county. His saves against Tyrone in the quarter-final were invaluable. Brendan Harrison has blossomed this season into a fine defender. Barry Moran is a late change and he replaces Kevin Keane. There is no doubt that Keith Higgins is one of the most talented footballers in the country as he makes his 50th championship appearance for Mayo today. It has to be one of the best half-back lines in the country. Lee Keegan scoring the winning point against Tyrone. Colin Boyle is rock solid at number 6, while Castlebar's Patrick Durkin has had a very good season so far. Seamie O'Shea's work ethic is admirable, but his physical presence is also very effective in the midfield area. His partner can be equally influential. It's Donald Vaughan. Knockmore's Kevin McLaughlin's role as a sweeper has evolved this summer, but there's no doubting his football ability. Aidan O'Shea leads the attack and will wear 11, but could play midfielder full forward, while Diarmuid O'Connor has been in great form all season. At top of the right is Jason Doherty, while Andy Moran's presence brings guile and leadership, while Tipperary will be well aware of the threat of this man. Team captain Cillian O'Connor, he's already scored 2 goals and 25 points in 6 games. This is Tipperary goalkeeper Evan Comerford. 5 years ago he played here in Croke Park and won an All-Ireland minor football medal. He plays his club football with Kilsheal and Kilcash. Art Finnan's Colm O'Shaughnessy and Moyle Rovers' Alan Campbell joined Ireland's international rules footballer Kieran MacDonald in the full backline in what will undoubtedly be their biggest test of the season. Under 21 stars that played in last year's All-Ireland final, Bill Maher and Jimmy Feehan will wear 5 and 7, while centre-back Robbie Kiley from Tipperary Town now plays his club football in West Cork with Carbery Rangers. The Tipperary captain, Peter Atchison, is a really good footballer and joins the long-serving George Hannigan in that most crucial area, the middle of the field. It's a battleground that Tipperary must win to succeed. Another under-21 star, Josh Keane, will start to wing forward and will operate beside a superb footballer. That's Michael Quinlivan, who moves from full to centre forward. And completing the half-forward line is Brian Fox. And finally, the Tipperary full forward line contained 3 of the best footballers in the country right now. Portro's Kevin O'Halloran, Ballyporeen's Conor Sweeney, and Philip Austin from Boris O'Kane. From Tipperary manager and former Kerry footballer Liam Kearns. Nice ball inside fires Andy Moore. Turns, shoots, and scores.
And I suppose you can say that is the difference, Marty, being marked by Kieran MacDonald, who gave him way too much space on the run out number 1, and then when he turned to kick number 2, too much space there for him, and he will convert those.
Playing in his 139th match today from Mayo. Lays it off quickly, going forward at speed. It's Bill Maher. When the space opens up, he can take a point here. He lays it off. There's a chance here. Mayo are under pressure, and there's an equaliser. Just what the doctor ordered, if the doctor happens to be from Tipperary. Quick response by the Munster boys.
Yeah, but great pass, super. They look for a goal. That's good to see Tipperary.
But he's already scored 2 goals and 20 points in this match. First free is over the bar. White flag raised.
And
Seamus O'Shea down towards Andy Moore. Scored Mayo's only point so far. Across to Aidan O'Shea. Oh, he did well. Aidan O'Shea getting through the tackles, lays it off. That surely is a free. No question. Referee spotted it as quickly as we saw it up here, and that is going to be a free in for Mayo.
I don't think the free was given on Aidan O'Shea. It was for the trailing player coming behind, trying to take the ball off the shoulder. That's what the foul is for, taking the man out basically, and he's going to end up with a card. Yeah.
Robbie Kiley is sent off for a deliberate foul, which is a black card offence. This is a massive blow to Tipperary after 8.5 minutes.
That's a massive call by David Coldrick. I'm not sure if I'd agree with it. In fact, I wouldn't agree with it, not at all. 8 minutes, All-Ireland semi-final, 80 years later, and he ends up on the sideline. Crazy stuff.
They have started the last 5 championship matches with the same 15 players. And as I mentioned earlier, with the 6 players out of circulation, the depth of talent is going to be tested as Cillian O'Connor takes his point. But heartbreak for Robbie Kiley. This is what caused the incident as Robbie Kiley was coming through on Diarmuid O'Connor. Looked harmless enough, I must say, when you look at the replay. Good work by Tipperary. And a sweet ball over for Peter Atchison. Gone forward is Kevin O'Halloran. He can score from here. White flag will be raised.
Yeah, he's been scoring all year and left so loose, nobody picking him up whatsoever. Yes, Mayo have players back, but they're not picking up anybody. They're not showing the respect to the Tipperary forward line, and they're making the most of that opportunity. He's super attacking, stand up, stop the man up first, and then attack the ball.
He's there with George Hannigan. Good work here by Sweeney. He can take the physical hits and he can score. And when he does that, I have to say, it reminds me of Colm O'Rourke with that left peg. He's big, tall, really good footballer. Over for his Diarmuid O'Connor, capable of scoring, but again, it's the outside of the post. And Mayo, after 25 minutes of action, they've only scored 3 times. Bill Maher, Kilsheal and Kilcash, captain of the minor hurlers that won the All-Ireland in 2012. Lose possession, Keith Higgins. Over for Aidan O'Shea, nice return pass. Higgins still going forward, cutting through the middle. Tipperary are opened up here. Still a great run by Higgins. There's a chance here for goal. There it is. Jason Doherty at the end of it. Created, produced by one man in his 50th championship match for his county, Keith Higgins.
It hasn't been in the game, Marty. It came from a mistake. That's a killer for Tipperary, but now they've got to respond.
Kevin McLaughlin back outside. Andy Moore. Nice 1-2 with McLaughlin. Ball inside again. This is good combination football. McLaughlin! Brilliant football from Mayo. He places it over the crossbar for his third point of the championship and his first in this All-Ireland semi-final. But their gander is up, as they say, and they feel after the goal by Jason Doherty that they're now on top and in control. Ball is pushed forward for Aidan O'Shea. Andy Moran comes outside the D. Nice 1-2 with O'Shea. Big, strong, physical man from Brayford. He hits the ball, it's dropping over the bar. Aidan O'Shea's first point in this All-Ireland semi-final, which means all 6 Mayo forwards have now scored for the green and red. The Mayo manager, Stephen Rochford, is seemingly going to take residence up along the sideline for the second half. He was decided to be closer to the action. The ball is kicked in, and that is over the bar. Great point. Bill Maher from Kilsheal and Kilcash gets his first point in this All-Ireland semi-final.
They're still in this game. I'd wait, Marty, before I'd make a decision on Tipperary. The next 2 or 3 scores are going to be crucial to this game.
Here's Josh Keane, floating one in. That's a better ball. Turns Conor Sweeney, capable of scoring here. Ball is blocked down. Large ball. Josh Keane, can he give a touch? Oh, David Clark comes out and slides the ball away, but that could have easily been a free.
It is a free now, Marty.
It's a free, and now
Yeah, that was crucial. That was a crucial tap. There's no doubt about that. That could have been another game-changing. Watch it here again. It just missed it before. That certainly is a free.
This ball inside. Here comes Clark coming out. He got a foot to it. And there's a chance here for Tipperary to reduce Mayo's lead. A little bit more difficult for Michael Quinlivan. They were 6 points in front at half-time. This would reduce it to 3. Difficult angle. White flag is up. Tipperary are back in business.
But this party has been the trademark for Tipperary all along. They've gone behind in so many games. They did it with Derry, they did it with Galway. Here's that touch, and could he have got it? What a great save by Clark. Kept himself stretched out.
Almost 20 minutes gone in the second half, and Mayo have only managed 1 point. Aidan O'Shea. Over first, Colin Boyle. He's going to go for the point. It's dropping in, and it's dropping over the bar. Good score, Colin Boyle. And 3 points on the journey to Croke Park on All-Ireland semi-final day. Scored against Galway, Fermanagh and Tyrone. 1 point each day, and he maintains that record. 63 minutes, 7 to go. Barry Moore, in for us, Patrick Durkin, Farris Tom Parsons. Mayo, the last 5-6 minutes have taken control. Nice skill by Evan Regan, sending it in. Conor O'Shea pulls on it. Oh, what a goal! What a beautiful goal. He stroked it past Evan Comerford, and now there is no doubt, surely. Mayo are heading back to Croke Park for the All-Ireland football final. A red card has just been shown to Bill Maher. Obviously for an off-the-ball incident, from what I can gather. This is what happened off the ball that we didn't see with Bill Maher. It's just there highlighted.
Is that it?
Well, is that it? I'm not too sure, to be honest with you. Ball comes back, fires Philip Austin.
That has to be a black card.
That has to be, I would agree. Dermot O'Connor is involved there, but Donald Vaughan is the player that the referee wants to have a word with. Here's Philip Austin. That seemed to be deliberate to me. Is it a black card?
No doubt it is a black card. That's a no-brainer one, Marty, but really the black card showing the futility of it, given it with 20 seconds to go. Does it really matter? Of course it doesn't.
Alan Dillon laying it off for Aidan O'Shea, and the referee blows the full-time whistle. Mayo are in the All-Ireland football final for the first time since 2013. 3 times they were level overall. The goal by Jason Doherty after 36 minutes was crucial. So too was the black card for Robbie Kiley. But in this All-Ireland football semi-final, before a crowd of 53,212, it's Mayo 213, Tipperary 14 points.
Losing Robbie was a massive blow to us. Yeah, we didn't cope with that very well, and I think they got a period of dominance. And to be honest, they could have done more damage to us in that last 15 minutes. But once we got them in at half-time and reorganised them, they went out and we brought the game to them again. And in fairness, we brought it for as long as we could until we lost the man to a red card and we had a couple of injuries.
We've got a busy week coming up. There'll be club championship scheduled, I know, in Mayo next week. So lads will go back to their clubs, and we'll start getting our heads down from tomorrow morning around preparing, and let Dublin and Kerry look after themselves. No doubt they'll go hammer and tongs at it now next week.
I'm to be honest with you, I'm delighted. Whoever comes through the next round is going to be a hell of a game. We've played them both in semi-finals over the last couple of years and we'll come out on the wrong side. So whoever it is, we need to get ready very quickly. That wasn't a performance that they'll win All Ireland, as I said. So we need to get back to training, back to basics, and get ready for 4 weeks' time.
Well, it all worked out pretty much as expected. Mayo through to the All-Ireland football final for the first time since 2013. Jarrett Burns, Mayo had experience, obviously, at this level of playing the game. For Tip today, it just looked like it was a bridge too far. Would that be a fair assessment of it?
Yeah, even throughout the game when Tipperary were going well, there was still a sense of inevitability about the match. You know, that you felt that Mayo always had enough to come back, enough strength in that. It wasn't a classic match, but the one thing we have to remember is that when the story of this championship is written, there should be a full chapter for Tip. They should give hope to all of those emerging teams, developing teams. And when you look at the teams that they beat Cork, they beat Waterford, they beat Derry, up in Derry. And of course, the game of the championship this year, the one that everybody talked about, was the way to dismantle Galway in the quarter-final. Immense credit deserving to Tip, and hopefully now if those players come back, they can really use that as a platform to become a real force in the future.
I think, Desi, that's a valid point, because, a lot of people these days talk about the gaps that are appearing, and look, they are appearing in Gaelic football, there's no doubt about that. But as Jarrett said, you can still make an impact if you go about it the right way.
Absolutely, and Tipperary did great, and Liam Kearns will be very proud of the players and the supporters, and there was a big support there for Tipperary to come out today. And they were very unlucky. They started the game well. Mayo were very sluggish. But it's amazing to see Mayo. This is going to be their 8th All-Ireland final since 1989. The expectations, I'd say, for the first time are realistic in the fact that they're not going crazy. They didn't commit. They're still a very patchy team. When they play great, they're unstoppable. But they only play great in fits and starts. And only before half-time, when they scored 1-7 to a point, that was the real turning point in the game. But Tipperary were well in the match for a long parts of the game. They
were, and I suppose for Mayo fans, Tomas, as Desi was saying, the thing that's different about this year, of course, is the fact that they haven't gone sailing through Connacht. They've come the long road, if you like.
They have, Michael. I think kind of expectation isn't as much as it normally is for Mayo. Every year they had so many Connacht titles won, and it was no benefit to them. They're after coming in under the radar. Semi-finals, I remember they shot the lights out against Donegal, and it did them no favours going into the final. I think this was a good day for Mayo. Semi-finals are there to be won, and say what you like about Mayo, say about last year, they're in a final. I'd love to be preparing for a final the way Mayo won it today. There's a lot of work to be done. You can say that they played excellently today. Fellas, whoever comes out of the other side will be complete favourites, and I just hope that Mayo get their heads right and see this as a brilliant opportunity for them to go all the way.
And in so many ways, Jarrett, this is, as Tomas said, the ideal kind of scenario to be in, if you like. You're in an All-Ireland final, but God, we have still work to do.
Yeah, have Mayo really proven this year that they have the stuff to win the All-Ireland? I don't really know if they have yet. I think today was an opportunity for them to lay down a serious marker for that. They really wanted to win it. Right from that game, the first game against Galway, I remember you commenting that there was no leaders. And myself and yourself went down to Castlebar and covered the first qualifying game against Fermanagh. You said the same. They won unconvincingly. Today I felt that the leaders did stand up and were counted. The O'Shea's were outstanding today. I thought that there was an awful lot of the older players who you are looking to show great leadership. They showed the leadership today and got them over the line. But they are still unconvincing. There won't be mass hysteria in Mayo for this.
No, but I suppose in a lot of counties they'd like to be unconvincing and be in the All-Ireland final. Anyway, time for us to take a break here on the programme. We are back after that with more chat. Back here on the Sunday game, we are reflecting on today's All-Ireland football semi-final. and the result of that match, 2 goals for Mayo in the course of the game, Jarlath. Both goals are always important, of course. You know, both were important to Mayo, and especially the first one, you think?
Well, if you look at the narrative of that first half, I mean, the black card came in the 8th minute, massive setback. Robbie Keeley, inspirational centre-half back, sent off. But then O'Halloran got a great score, Sweeney got a great score, 2 scores from Quinlivan. You're thinking they're going well, and then this happens in the 26th minute. 3 mistakes I count out. The first one, the ball was given out very, very sloppily, really, I thought, to Brian Fox. And then up the ball goes with Colm O'Shaughnessy, and then you just can't, you have to go up. Whenever you are attacking from a short kick out, you have to attack with purpose. This is attacking with purpose here. Ball comes straight in. What a fantastic run there by Keith Higgins. And very sensible. Cornerback, you're there for a reason. You give the ball to the man who can score, Jason Doherty, and he scores. That levelled it. Now, very, very important point in the match in the second half. They're only 3 points down. Game in the melting pot. And I mean, fantastic. That would have done justice to the Euros. I've seen, I mean, players getting 100,000 a week, missing shots like that. I have to say, Michael, that was an outstanding goal by Conor O'Shea, given to him by Evan Regan. 2 subs who come on, showing the strength that Mayo had on their bench. Sure. Subs coming on, making a difference. Tipperary didn't really have men to come on and make that sort of a difference.
You'd always, I suppose, look at incidents like that, goals or decisive events during the game, but overall, it's about your work rate. That impressed you, Tomas, about Mayo today?
Yeah, I thought their work rate around the middle of the field was excellent. I think when you watched Kerry play Tipperary, that's one thing they focus on, was squeezing Tipperary around the middle of the field. I think Mayo, one mistake they didn't make was they gave Tipperary the kickouts too often. But the work rate around midfield has to be said. I do think Stephen Rochford will be looking at this, and it's great for a manager heading into Northern Ireland where he can pick 5 or 6 facets out of the game where they can improve so much. They can improve. I still think, even though I'm praising them here for the amount of work rate, the amount of turnovers, the amount of mistakes they made Tipperary do, I still think they can up their work rate even more. I think they can condense it more and push up earlier on teams. I think the key thing is the kickouts, but you know, I think Tipperary will rue the fact, I suppose, that they used the kick out as best they could, but they didn't really make hay out of it. You know, here we have Mayo, this is the one area, Tipperary do break forward here. It's actually slow enough getting up the field, but when they get through, you can see the space that's there. Now, the problem here, it ends up, there isn't a score comes out of this, but if this was a Dublin or if this was a Kerry, you can be guaranteed it would have gone up the pitch even quicker and it would have been buried, you know, and that's the difference. A great block by Colin Boyle as such. It is, and it just slows it down a small bit. And to be fair, I think we all expected Mayo to pull through here. But in fairness, I think Mayo are better suited when they're facing a team that they're supposed to lose to, you know, that they're not favourites. It doesn't suit them, and it's hard. That's where it comes in, I think, mentally for Mayo. I don't think they're as strong as the likes of Kerry or Dublin are at the moment in that regard.
Tip, obviously, Desi will review this match and look back on it. And look, everybody knows they were in new territory today in this game, and inevitably, when you're in that situation, everything isn't going to go quite right for you, and there'll be missed opportunities and you know, things you want to look back on. And
well, when they do sit back and watch the game, they will be disappointed. They created lots of opportunities and lots of good goal opportunities as well. Here we see Conor Sweeney caught the ball, Jimmy Feehan, and just went wide there with Philip Austin. A block down here. Ball comes into Josh Keane. Now, he was just very unlucky and very honest as well that he didn't go down, because a lot of players in that situation could have kind of, you see it in soccer to a certain degree, falling down and getting. Phil Maher driving up the pitch. And these are the opportunities that you need to get, and not to be overcritical on the players themselves, because it was a massive performance but they created lots and lots of opportunities that when they sit down, they'll say this is an area that we need to work on going forward, because they are a free-flowing team. But to be disappointed with this, here's Philip Austin dropping it short again to the goalie's hands, and finally this shot straight in front of the goals. And there wasn't much in the game at this stage, and these all were very good opportunities that Liam Kearns will be disappointed with.
Sure. Coming back to Mayo for the moment, you want to talk about the role of Barry Moran today?
Yeah, I thought Kevin McLaughlin was kind of coming around to the role of the sweeper. But Barry Moran, and this is horses for courses. This is Stephen Rochford putting his stamp on this Mayo team, because Quinlivan and Sweeney were very dangerous against Galway. They created lots of goal opportunities. But Barry Moran's role today was literally stand on that square, stand on that penalty spot. We're not going to concede a goal. You can see he's not the most natural sweeper. He's trying to get back here. This is a poor effort at blocking down. But that's not what his role was. And that's why I think Mayo are learning. You see him here, he's just there not to give a goal away. But if you're asking me, will he be there for the final, I'd say Stephen Rocher will change it up again, because I feel his mobility just isn't enough. But that's what I'm saying. When he comes out to midfield, he's an incredible midfielder. But if you're a sweeper, I think you need to offer a bit going forward as well. And he's a great catcher of the ball. But as soon as he caught that ball, he was reversing down the pitch. He was backwards to the play, and the Mayo lads were going the other direction.
But is this a good time of the year to be twiddling around your team?
No, I think now what Stephen Rochford is doing, he's setting up his team in accordance with the team that he's playing against, which I think is good management, good coaching. I actually liked the way he played, because for the first 10 or 15 minutes I felt that Tipperary dominated midfield, and he did take a chance coming into the middle of the field, because you're pulling Sweeney, possibly living out in the middle of the field. If you don't get that ball, there's a big gap there. But we were sitting right behind it. Evan Comerford didn't really know. Whenever he was in the middle of the field, putting his hands out, it limited the options to kicking the ball out. I think that's where the goal came from. And he did what he was set out to do. Sure. Tip didn't score a goal today.
But if Kerry go through, I can see him playing the same role against the likes of Donaghy if it's inside there. And if Dublin go through, they might revert back to McLaughlin. So they have both options, you know. I think he served a purpose there as well today, yeah.
Tomas, there'll be one aspect of the All-Ireland final that Stephen Rochford will be looking at, and you've pointed this out to us, and that's the number of frees that Mayo are conceding. And there's a bit of a damning stat about all this.
Yeah, I suppose, look, it's something that is getting worse. That's the worst thing about it, you know. They've played an amount of games, but as you see the last 3 games, Tipperary today, 9 frees scored, conceded and scored. Tyrone, 6 frees conceded and scored. Westmeath, 7 frees conceded and scored. And another issue, Michael, is there was 6 minutes extra time. I don't know where this is a recurring thing that's happening as well. There was 6 minutes of extra time. If they come into a close game and there's pressure on and they're giving away silly fouls, it's not right. It's something you can control. Yeah. And there was dissent. The ball was brought forward 3 times today because of Mayo fellas talking back.
And you've picked out some of these examples.
Yeah, look, I mean, it's definitely something. When the way the game is gone and the amount of running that's going on and fellas not kicking the ball, there's going to be a lot of tackling. Yes, there's going to be a lot of fouling. But very often, we've highlighted the amount of players. Sometimes they're fouling needlessly, Michael. They don't need to be fouling. There's plenty of bodies back there, you know. If there's 5 or 6 Mayo jerseys every time there's a guy being fouled here, and there's no need. And the worst thing of all is the fouls are happening in places that can be punished. Now, as I said, the ball was brought forward 3 times. I think definitely it's an area that Mayo can improve on, you know. It's something that can win or lose you a close game. And I think whoever they play in the final, they'll be tactically aware of what the opposition are capable of, and I think that Mayo will push whoever comes through to a close game, and that could be the balance, that could be the difference, and it's something that is within the control of players.
But the thing that stands out also from that graphic is that, you know, they've played 7 games, very high intensity games, but they have yet to play a Division 1 team.
Yes.
And in fact, I think it's the 3rd of April was the last time they played a Division 1 team. That was Down who went down. You have to go right back to the end of March when they played Roscommon, that they actually played a team out of Division 1. That's something that, you know, you really get found out. You can make no mistakes against Division 1 team. They dipped at serious times. They were very inconsistent today. That first 15, 20 minutes, see if they were playing against Dublin. Dublin would have had 3 goals in it. The game would have been over.
But if you were an opposition manager, you'd say, take them on and they'll foul.
Sure.
Do you know, that's what you'd be saying.
Tip gave away a few fouls today as well. Some of them ended up in cards, although I suppose it's debatable how severe the fouls actually were.
Yeah, but I felt really sorry for Robbie Kelly, a young player, you know, a fantastic prospect for Tipperary. This is a black card. I mean, I feel so sorry for him.
A disappointment there. Like, I do think a sin bin is by far a better solution to something like that.
This is the second one. This is Bill Marna, another fantastic player. Hurler, captain, I think, the Tipperary hurlers to All-Ireland. Played football and won a minor All-Ireland as well. You know,
that wasn't a red card.
That wasn't a red card. But the thing about that is David Colbert didn't see that.
Yes.
You have 2 Ulster linesmen there today.
Poor enough game.
I mean, if you think that that in Ulster would be a red card, absolutely not. It was just a mistake. And David Colbert was running with the play.
Sure.
And it was pulled back just after the goal. So you can't really blame him for that. But Bill Maher will be very, very disappointed, and I would imagine he'll get that rescinded.
Robbie Kiley, I think, showed they brought on a sub and they replaced him within 20 minutes. It just shows that maybe Tipperary struggled. They didn't have the depth. Strength and depth in terms of the panel, you know.
That's part of the problem, isn't it?
And it was those long runs of Robbie Kelly that destroyed Galway. Galway could do nothing.
Mayo had their burst when he was gone towards that second half. They were really trying to plug the hole and they couldn't.
In actual fact, Liam Kearns was saying this after the match in summarising the whole thing, and he was saying, look, you know, it's great to see Tipperary in a football semi-final, but this won't matter a head of beans if next year they don't actually drive on from this, can they?
Can they? They